Hey guys, so as we're starting Unit 3, not only are we doing rates and unit rates, but we are breaking it down to see if the rates are considered proportional or non-proportional with the unit rate. Okay, from our notes today, we learned that two quantities are proportional if they have a constant ratio or unit rate. Remember we talked about how constant means that they have the same unit rate every time. We said that Jane's life is proportional because we were able to take the rates of 24 over 2, 36 over 3, and simplify them back to the unit rate of 12 over 1. Okay? We also talked about non-proportional. That's when your rates are not consistent, meaning you have a different unit rate every single time. We said Matt's life was non-proportional because his unit rate in the table was 12 over 1, but when we simplified his other two rates, we got 10 over 1, which is not the same as 12 over 1, and then we took 31 over 3, and if you divide that or simplify it out, you get 10.3, which is not the same as 12 over 1. So, proportional is when all rates simplify down to the same unit rate, and non-proportional means that the rates do not simplify to the same unit rate. So here's some examples that we did not do in class because I thought that we were doing really strong with it. So this one says an elevator ascends or goes up at a rate of 750 feet per minute. Is the height to which the elevator ascends proportional to the number of minutes it takes to get there? So it's important for us to underline ascends, and they were nice enough to tell us that it goes up. And since that it's going up, that is a positive, so I have a plus there. At a rate of, they tell you it's a rate of 750 feet per minute. The key word is per, and the word per tells us that we are going to multiply. Okay, so we're going to multiply. Is the height to which the elevator ascends proportional to the number of minutes? Since we don't know the number of minutes, that is our variable. So we already know in the first minute we're going to go up 750 feet. So I'm going to put a 750. I'm also going to circle it just like we talked in class today. Every single time you have a table, you're going to circle the unit rate. So I'm going to put a UR because that reminds me, hey, that's my unit rate. Okay? Now, the equation for this one would be 750x, because we know it's 750 because that's how much it goes up per minute, but the x stands for the number of minutes because we're not sure how long we're going to be in the elevator. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 750 times 2, 750 times 3, and 750 times 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. Now the question's asking you if it is proportional. So I'm also going to label these rates. Now this one is proportional, okay? The reason why this one is proportional is because we use the same unit rate, the 750 going up 750 per minute, okay? Because we use that unit rate to build these other rates, that is why it's proportional. So I'm going to write proportional because the unit rate was used to build the rates. Okay, so all of these rates would simplify or divide. So you go 1,500 divided by 2, that would give you 750. 2,250 divided by 3 would give you 750. 3,000 divided by 4 would give you 750. So because these rates all simplify or divide down to get you 750, that is why it's proportional. The next one says plant A is 18 inches tall after week 1. 36 inches tall after 2 weeks, 56 inches tall after 3 weeks. Plant B is 18 inches tall after 1 week, 36 inches tall after 2 weeks, and 54 inches tall after 3 weeks. Which situation represents a proportional relationship between the plants and their height? So we have plant A, plant A, we have 18 inches, then 36, then 56. Okay, so I'm going to make myself a chart. So we have plant A. So we have week, and we have inches. So week 1, we're at 18. Week 2, we're at 36. And week 3, we're at 56. So I'm going to break it down. Okay, so even though this table is vertical, it's still easy to find my unit rate. So week 1, okay, this is my unit rate. So now that means that these two are my rates. So I have to make sure that these rates match my unit rate. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to simplify, or I'm going to divide. So I have 36. Sorry guys, you can't see that. So you have 36 in 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm going to change that 2 to a 1. So I do that by dividing by 2. And whatever I do to the inches, I have to do to, whatever I do to the weeks, I have to do to the inches. So I'm going to divide by 2. So I have 36 divide by 2. So that gives me a 1, which that gives me an 18. So that one does simplify. So I'm going to put a check mark because it is proportional. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the next one. I have 56 inches tall over the 3 weeks. I want to know for 1 week, so it's getting smaller. So I'm going to divide by 3. And whatever I do to the weeks, I have to do to the inches. So I'm going to do 56 divide by 3. So that gives me a 1. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down the 6. 3 goes into 26 8 times, which is 24, which is a 2. That does not go in there complete, so I have to put a 6. Oh, and it is going to continue to repeat. So 18.6 repeating inches is not the same as 18, so we know that this one does not match. So since both of these rates do not match the original unit rate, we know plant A is non-proportional. So now I'm going to check plant B. When looking at plant B, we have 18 inches tall for week 1, 36 inches tall for 2 weeks, then 54 inches. So I'm going to make another chart. So I have plant B, I have the week, and I have the inches. I'm going to break it down again. So I have 1 and 18. I have 2 and 36. And then I have 3 and 54. Since this week has the 1, I know that this is my unit rate. So then I know that these two are my rates. Now we already checked in the last one. We know 36 divided by 2 does give me the unit rate of 1 over 18. So that one is proportional. So the next one I need to check is the 54. So it grows 54 inches in 3 weeks. I need to check the unit rate, so I got to change the 3 weeks to a 1 week. So I'm going to divide by 3, and whatever I do to the weeks, I have to do to the inches. So I have to do 54 divide by 3. So that gives me a 1, gives me a 2, bring down the 4. That gives me an 8. So once again, that gives me an 18 inches in 1 week. So that also gets a check mark. So now, since all of these rates simplify down to the same unit rate, plant B is proportional. Okay, so just a real quick recap with this one. Sorry guys. This plant A is non-proportional because the rates that you are given, they don't both simplify down to the unit rate. Plant B is proportional because you have a unit rate and the two rates that are given simplify down to the same unit rate. So that means it is proportional. Okay, So if they don't match, then it's non-proportional. If they do match, they are proportional. So I hope this video helps you out. All right, hope you guys have a proportional life. Bye.